What up, my niggas? I am back with my ghost reviews. So, this is my auntie on Shade Ghost Season 2 Episode 4 review. Did you guys miss me? I missed you guys. Well, guess what? One of my predictions from Season 1 is coming true, and I'll show you guys that video during this review. Now let's get into it. So this episode starts off with Kara Dad dumbass out in the woods waiting on Zeke stupid ass. Girl, ain't no way in hell I'll be out in the middle of the night in the woods checking for Zeke of all people. That damn Where's Waldo doofus dummy ass nigga. He don't even like he could follow a regular ass simple ass trail like let alone be somewhere in the woods, child, where you would need like a compass or some shit. Like, girl, ain't no way in hell. So she's Zeke, are you there? Zeke, and she's scared and shit. He talking about I'll be there in a second, but we all knew it wasn't him. So she get in the car, she looking around like she in a horror film, and then the glass break on her car, and lo and behold, it was Monet the whole motherfucking time. And she hold her ass at gunpoint and was like, bitch, didn't I tell you stop fucking my motherfucking nephew? So since you want to keep on popping your pussy for a real nigga, you gonna do what you need to do to motherfucking protect this ass and find out who really killed Jabari ho, and you work for me now. And her scary ass, okay, I'll do it. I was like, girl, getting dick ain't that goddamn important. If this don't stop your sexual addiction, I don't know what in the fuck would. Bitch, I would have got the fuck up and dipped and left town after that. So Tariq tells Davis and Sax that he needs to protect Zeke, and that they found an NYPD officer weapon at the murder scene, and that, you know, basically Monet would pay anything to protect him. So y'all need to get on the motherfucking job. You know what I'm saying? So he leaves, and Davis asks Sax to use Jenny to find out if what Tariq told them was actually true. Sax don't really want to do it, even though Sax is slimy. He act like he got morals, but Davis like, if you wanted to get to the bag, babe, this is how we got to do things, and I'm trying to get this new McLaren, bitch. So Cara Dad and Kevin end up running into each other in the quad, and you know, he say some little snarky shit. It's obvious that they used to smash or whatever, and he got into his fee-fees over it. So they end up going to the new Dean Wan or whatever his name is, Wong office, and they see Stern and Tate there. And so the new dean informs Carrie that he's replacing her with Tate as far as being a liaison between the school and the NYPD about, you know, that GTG murder on the campus or whatever. And I was like, y'all need to just fire her incompetent ass. So Stern tells Kevin to stop harassing Zeke, and he was like, excuse you, I don't work for you, sir. And so Carrie was like, you know, the GTG member who was murdered, they dealt with narcotics, and Jabari wrote about a potential drug pipeline on campus. Like, that's all the tea I can give you. So Stern was like to Kevin, if we don't find anything worthwhile, I need you to go away, sis, because you was fucking up the flow. So Kevin was like, I don't take orders from you. And Stern was like, oh, funny child. Oh, detective, everyone takes orders from me. I'll remind the commissioner that when we have dinner this week. Ciao. See you, bitch. He got his ass together real quick. And I actually like Stern, you know, in this scene, because, you know, during the Power series, we couldn't stand Stern, but I actually team Stern. I can't wait to see exactly how much power does Stern have in this fictional world. So Tate lets Carrie know after the meeting that he overheard her conversation with Kevin, and you know, he know that she's been fucking Zeke this whole time. So she like, fuck. So he also figured out that she and Kevin had sexual history, so he know that she a hoe. She know she a hoe. She rocked me every show. Like, Carrie give it to anybody. Anybody with a pulse, Carrie Dad will fuck with her freaky ass. So Carrie Dad was like, you know, think how heroic you'll look if you prove Zeke innocent. That's how you win an election. So she was like, you know, using that to get him to get off of her back. And it kind of worked because, you know, Tate wants nothing more than to be in office. So Davis tells Monet that he'll need $1 million, a million, to represent Zeke, sis. And she was like, who the fuck do you think you talking to? Like, I know you ain't trying to scam me. He was like, look, girl, that's how much it's gonna cost. So Monet was like, fuck. So she goes and looks in the safe in the bar, and that motherfucker is empty. It is wiped out. And she like, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. She was like, look, I'm gonna get you your money, but I got to go handle something. So he tells her that he gonna need the money in 3 days. So she is under a time constraint. So next thing we see is Monet holding a contractor at gunpoint. Um and she accusing him of stealing, her money or whatever. He was like, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. She was like, wrong answer, bitch, and she kills his ass. So then next thing we see is her rushing into the house, going off on the kids, telling them that, the money was stolen and that Davis needs $1 million to help Zeke out. So they like, God damn, like they don't necessarily think that the contractors would have stolen the money, but she was like, it don't even matter, the shit is gone. I want to know who stole the money. Who stole the fucking money? Am I forgetting something? Shit, it probably was Mecca ass probably stole the goddamn money, knowing him, so he can further have her needing him. By the way, I'm in love with Mecca with his LL Cool J looking ass. He's like a better looking version of LL. I want to sit on his face, on his head, on his dick, baby, on his tongue, on his ear. I want it all, baby. So Monet tells Kane and Diana to come the fuck on so we can get so we can get this money. And she tells Drew to stay back and babysit Kane. And to babysit Zeke. And he is not here for the foolishness. He's like, look, I can help. Like, let me help. But she is not trying to hear that. And of course, he's pissed off by this. So as they're heading out, Diana texts Davis and asks, can she transfer the money for Lorenzo to Zeke? Oh, that's where the money went. Answer my own question. She stole the motherfucking money. So she asked Davis, can she transfer the money for her daddy over to Zeke? And he was like, absolutely not. Ball is already rolling. So she like, fuck. So Tariq, I'm thinking too by next episode, Lorenzo gonna be out because they're gonna go on their mid-season break. So I'm thinking episode 5 we'll see Lorenzo getting out of jail. Tariq and Lauren officially make it official, honey. They come to class holding hands, honey. She coming there looking like a cute little aristocrat with her outfit on. And light skinned Keisha character was like, you finally snatched that, you finally locked that down. I see you, bitch. I can't wait to see how Effie and Diana gonna feel when they find out that they have made it official. They're a boyfriend and girlfriend. So during the discussion, they're talking about I forgot what the fuck they was talking about, but Lauren gives the answer. Even if it's somebody you love, there's certain lines you don't cross, morally or whatever the case may be, or criminally wise, you just certain things you just don't do. And so Tariq was like, even if, you trying to protect somebody you love, she was like, well, I guess I won't know until I get in that position. And this goes back to season 1. And I said this, doing season 1, episode 4. Just talking about their upbringing and things like that. Where she'll be more like the Angela, like we've already figured out, and Diana is more of the Tasha, but I feel like he's the underdog. I feel like he's going to choose Lauren. But I'm going to tell you what I think is going to end up happening with Lauren and what's going to make him end up with Diana. But he's going to fuck it up and Diana going to have to work to get her ass back. That's what I would do as a writer. For his book. So they're in the room talking, and Tariq asked Lauren about her brother, who she's already mentioned was on drugs, and she said that he's in rehab now, and that she doesn't want to end up like him. And this, for me, is foreshadowing what I feel is going to happen to Lauren's character. Like I said, I think that Tariq and Lauren will end up dating. I think that he'll probably choose her over Diana. But the problem is he's going to end up learning that he is the one servicing the school. This storyline is going to go one of two ways. When she finds out what he's been doing, it's either going to turn her completely off. She's going to get scared of the lifestyle and mad because, that's what her brother, how he ended up in rehab. She don't want to be associated with that, and she's going to end up turning on him. Or I can see her character getting strung out on pills and them basically copying off Snowfall season 2, and doesn't know that she's been getting high off of his goddamn supply. When he finds out, it's going to be too little, too late, and she's going to be too far gone and out here, and he's going to see how his lifestyle fucks up the people around him. That's what I think is going to happen with Lauren's character. I swear I'm a genius. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm a genius. Y'all need to start listening to your girl. So I still see both of those scenarios happening. I see her turning on him. I don't see her protecting him when the truth comes out. And I can still see her ending up on drugs as well. But we will see how that all plays out. So, where was I at? Kamal, we find out, is going to be assisting Kevin on the Jabari's case, and he thinks that Kevin immediately thinks that he was planted there by Tate after what happened early at the dean's office, and he was like, "This ain't got nothing to do with my brother. I'm here to work." So Kamal also doesn't like how Kevin keeps on trying to pin Jabari's murder on Zeke when he doesn't have any like firm evidence or whatever. And I'm starting to look at Kevin too, like, are you racist? Like, what is going on, sis? Because you got a hard on for this black boy and you just won't look nowhere else, girlfriend. So Tariq and no, I'm sorry. So where was I at? Kane tells Mecca that they have 3 days to come up with money for Zeke. And so, of course, Mecca is always 2 steps ahead with everything. So he was like, look, boom, I got a man named Mahoney trying to move in on my territory. I want him gone and I want his money. You get down on him and whatever you make over 50K can go towards, your cousin's little, fundraiser, his GoFundMe. So, of course, Kane is down for whatever. He need the money and he's trying to steady prove himself to fine ass Mecca. So Yas called Tariq begging to come home. I'm like, girl, you ain't never coming home. Get over it. She begging him for scratch offs and shit with her old ass. So then Brayden finds Kane in their room and he like, what the fuck are you doing here? He was like, I was looking for Tariq, but you know what? Nah, never mind. So he suckers Brayden into pulling a lick with him. And of course, Brayden is steady trying to prove himself. And this will later turn into a rift between him and Tariq when Tariq finds out what he's been doing with Brayden. And then when Brayden finds out that Tariq is steady lying to him and not including him in everything, that's going to cause a rift between them, much like Tommy and Ghost. I need for y'all to understand, Ghost, this show, is nothing but a remake of Power. All these storylines are the same storylines that we've already done in fucking Power. And that's what really has pissed me off. Diana trying to be an accountant, a la Tasha. The Brayden and Tariq, Tommy and Ghost. Lauren is basically Angela. Everything is just like a recount of everything we've already seen and done on fucking Power. And I need for the writers to like get some new material because we're really rehashing storylines. But whatever. So Sax then pumps Jenny for information on Zeke's case, and then he tells her to call Kamal and get on his good side because she might need him in the future. And so while she in the bathroom making that phone call, he looked through her files and sees Ramirez's gun. So he sees that what's his name? Tariq wasn't lying. So Kamal questions Lauren about the drugs that was found in her drawer because, they searched all the kids' rooms or whatever. So she was like, they not mine. I don't know how they got there. I'm not snitching. So Cara Dad ends up coming in there. He like, who the fuck are you? She was like, I used to be in law enforcement. And she defends Lauren. They go outside and talk, and he's determined to find out who this drug kingpin is on campus. So Carrie was like, these students aren't just going to tell you their source. If I can get her to help, will you let her walk away with a clean record? So they come up with that agreement. She goes back into the room and takes over questioning, and she tells Lauren to wear a wire and question her friends about where they are getting these drugs from. And she was like, don't you want to find Jabari's killer? I know you don't want your family to find out about this. And like I said, Lauren, being the punk pussy ass nigga that she is, agreed to do it. So Kamal then laces her with a Rolex watch that is tampered with, so she could record conversations. So she not only gonna get Tariq ass in trouble, she gonna get light skinned Keisha character in trouble also. And I wish they would give her a bigger role on the show because I really love her character. But yeah, Lauren is gonna end up being the op. She gonna be much like Angela ass. So Tariq talks to his conservator about Big Mama spending all the money, child, on liquor, and Yaz needing to stay with him. The man wasn't really trying to listen to him, aka the man is old boy from the Cosby Show. So he was like, look, I need you on my side with this. And the man wasn't really trying to work with Tariq. So Tariq threatens to have him removed as the conservator if he doesn't support this. So of course the man don't want to be removed, so he supports Tariq. So Kane and Brayden Kane has Brayden do the driving so he can go pull the lick for Mecca. He goes into the place, he stick up the place or do whatever he did and shoot the place up, and then shoot the guy that came over to the car to check Brayden, asking him who he was, and they hop in the car and they get away, and Brayden act like he on an episode of Grand Theft Auto or some shit. I'm like, boy, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere. So then we see Monet at her conjugal visit with Lorenzo and asks him to sign the mortgage over on the house for Zeke. And he was like, girl, I'm not doing that. Like, we already spent half of our money on my defense. Now you trying to get us to put the house up for your nephew? Like, I understand you care about him, but nah, that ain't happening, sis. And I could understand where he was coming from, but I could also understand where Monet was coming from, because like that's her nephew. She don't want to see him go to jail, and for her that's her ticket out. So she gets upset because this was her honestly like being vulnerable in the moment. Like her eyes even welled up, like, I need you to do this for me. Like, I have sacrificed so much for you. Can you at least do this one thing for me? And he just flat out says no. And so that's just putting a bigger wedge between them, because she tired of being his ride or die and she's getting nothing in return. So she gets upset and get ready to leave, and he tells her to use the money that he stashed at the bar. She was like, yeah, I'll do that, because of course she's not going to tell him that the money got stolen. So Drew asked Everett if the team would be willing to help Zeke, and dude was like, yeah. Next thing we know, Drew at the dorm room sitting on every dick, riding them and shit, and they fucking. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So he got Everett and the basketball team to protest on behalf of Zeke, and the video ended up going viral, and they started to GoFundMe, and he was going to use the GoFundMe money to help his mama out with Davis being Zeke's attorney. So Everett tells him that he got something to tell him. And Drew was like, what's up? And he was like, two of Zeke's professors questioned him after they got jumped that night, and he mentioned his name. Of course, Drew is pissed off. He's like, bitch, why you ain't been told me this? You put me in jeopardy. You put my family in jeopardy. Like, what the fuck? And so he get mad and he fucking dip on his ass. And I was like, I don't like Everett no way. Like, you could do so much better, girl. So Effie got on her Givenchy outfit, honey, and her wig, and got Diana dressed up like she a hookup from Pretty Woman, and they going scamming in the high class stores and shit, and they gonna use stolen credit cards to run it up. So as they're talking, Effie tells her not to fuck Tariq and to save herself a lot of grief, child, because that ain't what you want. Because she didn't fuck them. Now Lauren didn't fuck them. Diana the only one that ain't fucked them, and I hope she don't fuck them. So Diana was like, I just really want to save myself for the right person. And she was like, good. So like, when you decide to go there, make sure you're doing it for you and nobody else. But you can tell that Diana is still very much into Tariq, and she wants Tariq. And I still want them to be together, because I just want to see chocolate love. But I would love for, like what I said, to play out where he does choose Lauren, and he sees how much of a big mistake that was, and then has to work to get with Diana, because Diana to move the fuck on and like, fuck you, nigga, you ain't want me in the first place. punk pussy ass nigga. And I mean, it's already gonna be still weird between her and Effie anyway, because Effie like him too. Like, how does that friendship gonna last? Like, it's just so messy. So Drew comes home to find Zeke being questioned on the front porch by this reporter. He tell the reporter, like, you gotta beat it. Dude was like, I just gonna ask more questions. So then he got to asking Zeke about the Tejada family, and Drew beat the brakes off that white man. I was like, oh Lord, here go another lawsuit. So Monet goes off on the kids for not bringing in enough money, and I was like, bitch, you just gave them an afternoon. Like, what the fuck? So Drew goes off like, I brought in the most money today, bitch. You sitting up here bitching me out. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, fuck this. I don't need this shit. And he dipped. And I was like, I'm so happy somebody finally cussed her ass the fuck out. I'm so sick of Monet ass. It's that wig. It's the wig. I'm telling you. So then next thing we know, as he's leaving out, David shows up and tells her that the reporter wants an interview in order not to press charges against Zeke. And she like, fuck, like that's the last thing we need is this nigga talking on camera. Because you know this nigga is literally doofus. So Brayden lies to Tariq about where he was at that day. Steady, pushing a wedge between them two. And he tells him, look, Lauren can't know about our business. And of course, Lauren gonna end up finding out about their business at some point. And so Tariq was like, you ain't got to worry about that. She don't know nothing about Course Connection and none of that shit. So then Tariq shows him surveillance footage of Big Mama at the corner store buying liquor and shoving Yas ass. He like, I got to use this, to get my little sister away from her ass. So Brayden was like, look, fuck all that. We just need to chill, have a boys' night, order some pizza. And as soon as he says that, Kane texts him to come pull another lick. And he was like, look, I gotta go hook up with this girl. I'm gonna get up with you later. Lying still. So then we see when he leaves the room, Tariq sends the video over to DFS or CPS. And I was like, damn, homie, you gonna do that to Granny? But Granny needs AA. So Brayden then talks his way into a jewelry store at closing. He goes in pretending like he buying a gift for his girlfriend. Next thing you know, Kane come in with a ski mask over his face. He shoots out the camera and they rob the whole motherfucking jewelry store. And the owner ended up trying to go for his gun, but Brayden caught him and headbutted him with his gun or whatever. And they robbed the place and they dipped. And I'm like, but even with him shooting out the camera, that ain't got nothing to do with like if it was recorded. Like, won't they still be able to identify that it was Brayden? Like, I didn't understand that part. I'm like, Brayden gonna get caught for doing that shit at some point. So Kevin then sees video that Zeke's alibi was actually real that night. So once again, his case is fucked. But then he comes up with this scenario that he thinks that Zeke hired Ramirez to do his dirty work, aka kill Jabari, and then left town. I'm like, boy, what the CSI are you talking about? So then Davis and Tariq go to Monet's house so they can prep Zeke during his interview. Tariq gives him all the ways of how to answer all of these questions. And the next thing we see is Zeke being interviewed by Jamila. And at first he's doing good, but when he's asked, does he know Ramirez? He lies and says no. And Jamila was like, well, I got the tea that you do know him and that he gave you a card and you told the officers this. Zeke, of course, is back into a corner. He was like, fuck this interview. Y'all wrong for this shit. I'm gone. I'm done. And he leaves. And Monet and Diana was like, fuck this shit. I knew we shouldn't have had him do this. Like, it just further fucked up everything for him. So Davis tells Monet that the DA's office wants Zeke to turn himself in the next day. So shit is really fucked up now. Monet notices that while all this shit is going down, Kane asked and dipped. So she hurries up and goes outside and stops him like, I know the fuck you lying. Meet up in the motherfucking park so we can talk. So they meet up and she was like, I know something is going on. You need to tell me what the fuck is going on. So he finally tells her what really happened with Jabari. And she slaps the dog shit out of him. And of course, he want to cry because he wants his mother's love and affection and her approval so bad. And he was like, I hope you have the same energy for Tariq. And she was like, I'll deal with Tariq when I deal with Tariq, motherfucker. I'm dealing with your ass right now, bitch. Tariq ain't my goddamn son. Like, he is so in so much competition with Tariq. Like, boy, sit down. So Monet tells him to go dig up Ramirez's body because he was already dead before they popped Jabari, which will then clear Zeke. And he was like, well, what if it fall back on me? He was like, shit, you did this. It is what it is, boo-boo. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I was like, damn, Monet, she don't give a fuck about you. Like, fuck her. Like, y'all working y'all little hearts off trying to please this woman and she can give a fuck about y'all. So Davis then texts her to tell her that her bill was paid in full. And she's like, how the fuck was my bill paid in full? But then she quickly realizes who the fuck did it. So then we see Big Mama coming to Tariq's house, to Tariq's dorm room, banging on the door, and, you know, accuses him of trying to take gas. And she was like, I can't believe you did this to me. Like, you really sent that footage over, like, who the fuck are you? So she was like, you know, every evil that has been falling on this family is because of you. I'll see your ass in court. And I was like, where is the lie? Where is the motherfucking lie? So Mecca tells Kane, no, it's go time. Like, I love everything that you've done so far. You've proven yourself. So Kane was like, you know, I want to fuck with you, but I gotta, you know, handle this shit with my cousin, and I gotta dip. And so Mecca was like, whoa, slow your roll. Like, how about you pin it on somebody else? There gotta be somebody else you could pin it on. And I knew right then and there he was gonna pin it on Tariq. So Drew lets Everett ask him any question about his family. Everett asks him, are they in the drug business? He was like, I can't answer that. Everett still want to be down like Brandy. And Drew was like, look, you can never, ever talk to anybody about my family ever again or anything that's going on. And so Everett was like, okay, boo, just give me some of that dick and I promise I won't say nothing. And so they back together. Ugh. So Monet then rolls up on Mecca looking fine as ever and asks, why did he pay Zeke's bill? And he was like, you know why I did it. And she was like, you know, how am I gonna tell my husband that another man paid my bill? And he was like, I did it for our son, and dropped the motherfucking mic. So everybody in season 1 thought that Cain was going to be Canaan's son, but really he is Mecca's son. And she was like, damn, like, I ain't know how to tell you. He was like, look, I understand why you did what you did. I don't give a fuck about that. I just want us to be a family, boo-boo. I did all this for our son. You don't have to struggle anymore. I want to take care of you and your motherfucking kids. We need to fight for Zeke together. And she was like, you talk a good game. And he was like, baby, I can back it the fuck up. Like, fuck Lorenzo. It's me and you, baby. Shit, you're all that I need. I'll be there for you. If you keep it real with me, I keep it real with you. And then they kiss and shit. And of course, Mary J. Blige is just so rigid and stiff and shit. And it was just like, girl, you see this fine ass man in front of you? You better tongue kiss the fuck out of him. Girl, get it together, Mary. So he just got this look on his face like, I got my bitch. I got my bitch. So also, prediction, I think Dante might be Ghost's brother. Courtney Kemp, you know, she's no longer the showrunner for any of these Power shows, the Power series. But before she exited, she did a live where she said that Ghost might have a brother. I really think that it might be Mecca, and we're going to find out that Tariq and Cain are actually cousins. Because he got this beef with him. You know, he's jealous of Tariq. So that's going to play a lot into this. And then we're also going to see a divide in the family once Lorenzo comes home. Who the kids are going to side with. Are they going to side with Lorenzo, or are they going to side with Mecca? Is Cain going to side with the man that raised him, or the man that's really his father? I'm already seeing Monet going to go over here with him. She not going to stay loyal to Lorenzo ass. I see Diana staying loyal to her father. Drew, I don't really know where he gonna stand or whatever, but we're gonna see a divide in this family, and it's gonna be a war when Lorenzo comes out of jail. And I don't feel nothing for Lorenzo, bitch. You should have held your family down. So Cain takes Brayden with him to dig up Ramirez's body. Lauren asked Tariq to explain why he just dipped the way he did early, and he was like, everything that could go wrong today happened. Like, I just need to go somewhere else, like, mentally. And so she gets to undressing because she was like, well, you can explore my body. And when she trying to take her top off, he sees the rollie, and he was like, damn, where you get that? She was like, from my family. So she was like, I'll be right back. And so she go in the bathroom and takes it off and put it in the medicine cabinet. But I was like, that watch is gonna be a problem. So Kamal tells Kevin that he found something in the novel Jabari was writing. And right when he was about to tell him, Kevin get the notice that they have found a body. They all go and they see that it is actually Ramirez's body that was found. So then we see Brayden rushing back into his dorm room, throwing the fuck up from, digging up this dead body. And while he in the bathroom throwing up, Kane takes the opportunity to plant Ramirez's badge in Tariq's drawer. So the shit gonna end up blowing back on Tariq. So yeah, that was my review of Ghost Season 2, Episode 4. Things are chug-a-lugging. We're building up plot points here. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you all, and I will see you on the next video. It's Vlogmas, baby. Videos every day this month. Love you.